Okay, so today we're going to talk about percent. Percent bars are the easiest way for us to work on finding the percents of a number. So when we talk about percent bars, the first thing we have to know is percent is always out of 100. Say that. Percent is always out of 100. So if a percent is always out of 100, every percent bar is also going to be out of 100. So we're going to assume that each of these percent bars that I have drawn is going to represent 100%. Well, if I want to find a percent, I have to start by splitting my percent into pieces. So if 100% is split into two pieces, we know that each piece is going to be 50% because 100 divided by 2 is 50. Okay, and if I took that 100% and I split it into 4 pieces, now we have 25% in each box. So 3 of these boxes would represent 75%. We can combine the boxes once we have them split. Now, if I split it into 5, 100 divided by 5 is 20. So this is 20%. And the last one we're going to do is 10%. So I'm going to split my percent bar into tens. And 100 divided by 10 is 10%. So each one of these boxes represents 10%. So if I wanted to get 40%, I could use 2 boxes. If I wanted to get 70%, I could use 7 of the 10%. Okay, we can combine these any way so that we can figure out what any given percent is. So we're going to look at some examples, starting with a discount. If I went to the store and I had 40% off of $30, how would I calculate that? Well, that's messing with my money, so I know that I need to figure this out correctly. So I want 40% off. So we're going to start with the percent bar and look to see how do I have to divide this. Well, 40% is a multiple of 20%, so I know I need to split my percent bar into 5 pieces. And I know that 40% is the same as 2 20%, so I know I'm looking at 2 boxes. 40% represents the amount of money off. So if I'm taking 40% off, these 3 boxes, or 60%, is going to represent what I have to pay. Well, if I split these, the 100% into 5 boxes, I'm now going to split my whole number 30 into the 5 boxes. So 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So that means 6 goes inside of each of my 5 boxes. Well, if 2 boxes represents 40%, then 40% equals 6 times 2, which is $12. So I have $12 off of $35 or $30. So I get $12 off. And if 3 boxes represents the amount that I'm going to pay, 6 times 3 is 18, so I'm going to pay $18. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Also a discount. If I have 30% off of 75, I can't use the percent bars that are in pieces of 20 because that I have 30. I'd have to use half of this one. So I'm going to use the 10% bar. So if I look at this problem, I'm going to split this into 10 pieces this time. Oops. Oh. Okay, so I have 10 pieces. They're very uneven, I'm sorry. Once again, even math teachers make mistakes. So I have 30%. Here's 3 boxes that represent 30. And that's going to be what is off, which means that these 7 are going to be what I pay. Well, since I have 10 boxes, I have to split my $75 into 10 pieces. So 75 divided by 10 is going to equal $7.50. So that means $7.50 goes into each of my boxes. So $7.50 times 3 is going to tell me how much money I have off. So $7.50 times 3. Okay, and I have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal, so I have to move 2 back. So 2250 is the amount that I'm going to have off, which means that if I want to figure out how much I pay, I could fill in each of these boxes and do 750 times 7 boxes, or I could just subtract 75 minus 2250 and find out the amount that I'm going to pay. All right, and this one is my favorite example because this one I think is going to really help you. All the time I have y'all ask me, 80%, I want an 80%, how many can I get wrong? How many can I get wrong and still pass? Okay, so when you ask me that, really you can figure it out yourself now. If I want an 80% on a test, I'm going to use the percent bar. And I know that 80% I could either use the 10% bar or I could use the 20% bar. So if I use the 20% bar, I'm going to split this into 5 pieces. Okay, and 80% is 4, 20, 40, 60, 80. So this is how many questions I have to get correct. And if I have to get all these questions correct, then this is going to be what I'm allowed to get wrong to get an 80%. Well, 15 questions. If I have 5 boxes, I have to split the 15 into 5 boxes. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. So correct, I have to get 3 times 4, so I have to get 12 questions correct to get an 80%. And I'm allowed to get 3 questions wrong and still get an 80%. All right, guys, we're going to practice this all the time, but remember, percents can be used for discount, tax, for tip. It can be used for your grades. There are so many ways that percent is used that this is going to be something that you really, really need to practice on. So I know that we practice this in our warm-ups every single week. This is it. All right, so practice those percent bars, and then I'll teach you a new way to make it a little bit faster.